What do you guys think about this? Trump has now doubled down on Ukraine. Trump says Ukraine is in a position to fight and win all territory back with NATO and EU help. I don't even know what to say, guys. I don't even know what to... I'm like the anger is just bubbling up inside me. What the fuck? Genuinely, what the fuck? I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. What the fuck? What are you talking about? No. No, 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 no. 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 Just no. Just no. No. I think not having any issues with Trump would be unrealistic. Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have news stories like this. What the... Really, Trump? Bro, we need to be... What happened to pulling out of wars? Or we just forgot about that? We just we don't care about Israel, Palestine? We're just going to keep doubling down on that? We don't care about Ukraine, Russia? We're going to double down on Ukraine? We're going to go start war with Venezuela and the drug cartels? We're going to be split on 3 fucking fronts. And that's not even counting when China and shit enters the war. Because if we send NATO and the European Union in, you know who's going to join Russia? Fucking a bunch of other countries, including China. World War III, baby. World War III. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's fucking go. Because we don't have enough problems here at home that we need to go and start shit other places. President Donald Trump has said that with the help of the European Union as well as NATO, Ukraine is in a position to win back all territory that it has lost to Russia. He made a statement after speaking to the UN on Tuesday. Oh my God. Ugh. So stupid. So stupid. I thought this was the no new war presidency, but apparently this is we're gonna start a few new wars and we're gonna continue other ones. That's this presidency. I thought it was the no new war presidency, where it's the let's start a couple wars presidency and continue some other ones presidency. Like what? Sure, if NATO fights for them, of course. Yeah, but we are NATO, son of Wickham. We are NATO. We're the bulk of NATO. But that is not what needs to happen. NATO is a joke at this point too, dude. This is ridiculous. What did Trump say? What is this from Rapid Response? They have his tweet here. After getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine/Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. With time, patience, and financial support of Europe, and in particular NATO, the original borders from where this war started. It is very much an option. Why not? Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, a war that should have taken a real military power less than a week to win. This is not distinguishing Russia. In fact, it is very much making them look like a paper tiger. When the people living in Moscow and all of these great cities, towns, and districts all throughout Russia find out what is really going on with this war, the fact is that it's almost impossible for them to get gasoline through the long lines that are being formed and all of the other things that are taking place in their war economy, where most of their money is being spent on fighting Ukraine, which has great spirit and only getting better. Ukraine will be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further than that. Oh my God. Oh no, Trump, bro. He did not just say that. Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further than that. Putin and Russia are in big economic trouble, and this is the time for Ukraine to act. In any event, I wish both countries well. We will continue to supply weapons to NATO, and for NATO to do what they want with them. Good luck to all. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. At this point, if we're going to keep being the world police parents, then we need to start gaining new territory. If we start making claims to foreign land, I bet they would rethink how they rely on U.S. policy. Yeah, right? I like Ian. I can manifest my will if I focus hard enough. Focusing intensifies. For sure, easy peasy, yeah. But this statement is true. With the help of NATO, they can win. I mean, yeah, that's a true statement. But do we really want World War III? Is that really something that we're aiming for? Like, what? We could just not be involved. Russia wants Ukraine because Putin wants to have the USSR restored before he dies. I've heard that theory though, but just like Tim brought up on his show last night, if you look at the battle map, if you ignore all these biased articles and stuff, and this is what I've been saying too, if you look at the battle map between Ukraine and Russia, Ukraine is not in a position to win, and Russia, they never wanted all of Ukraine. They wanted a land bridge to Crimea, and they got it. They have it, and they've been holding it. Notice how Russia has not been pushing in heavily to get new territory, because they don't want more territory. They wanted a land bridge to Crimea. They got it. I don't know what's going on with Poland. I think that's a false flag, personally. With the Russian jets or drones or whatever. I think that's a false flag. But that's me personally. But no, this is absolutely ridiculous. So the post from Trump comes after he spoke to the United Nations on Tuesday, where he expressed disappointment that the war between Russia and Ukraine is not ended yet. He called on European countries to stop purchasing oil and energy from Russia, adding the remark that those relying on Russia for energy in Europe were funding the war against themselves. The war between Russia and Ukraine has been raging on since 2022 of the Biden administration. Trump has repeatedly said during his UN address that if he was president, the war would have never started. If they wanted all of Ukraine, they would have 75% of it by now. That's what I've been telling everybody, guys. They're not using their most advanced technology. They're not using their advanced military tech. They've weapon tested a few things, but they're using old equipment even still. They're just using reserves. So I don't think Russia is going full force on this. True. Poland ready for war now, and they don't want to piss them Polacks off. There's a mini U.S. There are many U.S. at this point, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Poland is one of the largest weapon manufacturers in the world. So yeah, you don't want to fuck with Poland. Like this is Trump's big ask to get peace between the two. Either we take back everything or we stop the war, and the lines are currently drawn. Would be the new Ukraine and Russia. I mean, I like that theory. He's coming at it from this angle now because Putin isn't coming to the table anymore or something. So he's like, all right, Putin, you keep lying to me. You're not coming to the table. Well, here you go. Big ask. We're going to take the whole fucking territory back. And we're going to take parts of Russia with U.S., NATO, EU help. That it could be the big ask. It could be the big ask. But even then, I do not like this doubling down. But he does have to negotiate from a position of strength. He cannot negotiate from a position of we're not gonna get involved. There always has to be that option on the table. Unfortunately. Well, Poland bought all of our old military armaments. That theory has hope for the U.S. at least. Yeah, definitely. That's the theory I'm hoping for personally. I hope you're right, Shittigov. I hope it's just the big ask. Trump is famous for them. Trump is famous for doing the big ask. I hope it's the big ask. But only time will tell. Still, those comments make me nervous. Those comments make me nervous, man.